Hello and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh to the viewer that watching me right now. My name is MASITAH binti BAKAR from TQC5 for subject of research methodology QUP3012. I am a third year student in Islamic Science University of Malaysia in Bachelor of Sunnah Study with Information Management. For this video, I want pretty much cover about my research proposal, which is entitled Combating Disinformation and Fake News in Social Media and Analysis of Tabayun Concept in Al-Quran. My review work is under guidance of Dr. Muhammad FAWWAZ BINTI Muhammad YUSOFF. In this video, I want to address presentation of proposal outline, which is content of 7 sections. Firstly, title. My research title is Combating Disinformation and Fake News in Social Media and Analysis of Tabayun Concept in Al-Quran. Secondly, background of research. Thirdly, problem statement. Fourthly, research question. Fifthly, research objective. Sixthly, significance of research. Seventhly, literature review. And the last one is research methodology. In this section, there are several aspects, which is research design, data collection, instrument, sample, and data analysis. Background of research. Disinformation is a type of untrue communication that is purposely spread and represented as true to elicit some response that serves the perpetrator's purpose. Untrue information spread that National Registration Department (JPN) organized program in large scale to give permanent residence to citizens, which caused JPN Putrajaya suffer extraordinary congestion with the presence of over 3,000 individuals to submit application. In bracket, Daily News 2016. Society is the target group vulnerable to the influx of information on social media because social media is one of the important needs in the current era. The problem of false news occurs when the information channel does not meet the characteristic applied by Sharia and guidance from the teachings of the Prophet. Next, we go further to the problem statement. In this problem statement, I divide into 3 components. Number 1, problem. Number 2, consequence. And number 3, solutions. For the problems, the user cannot distinguish between right and false information, especially when the increase in social media usage, information overflows, and all knowledge are at the fingertips. For the consequence, this social media use have raised concerns to the society, as these issues has led to the misuse of social media by spreading false news and inaccurate information. For the solutions, this study will address the problem of dissemination of disinformation and fake news among community in social media and clarify Tabayun concept in Al-Quran towards these issues. Next slide is research questions. In this session, we are trying to raise a few of questions regarding our topic. Firstly, what is the problem of disinformation and fake news among community in social media? Secondly, what is the Tabayun concept in Al-Quran towards dissemination information? And thirdly, how to recognize the best method to combat the problem of fake news and disinformation in social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, and other social media websites by the variety of user backgrounds through Islamic approach. After I identify the few of questions in this topic, I will state objective of research. Number 1 is to identify the problem of disinformation and fake news among community in social media. Number 2 is to apply the tabayun concept in Al-Quran towards dissemination information. And the number 3 is to recognize the best method to combat the problem of fake news and disinformation in the social media platform. Next, we go to the significance of research slide. As you can see, community and researcher were playing important role in my research. For the community, this research to train people better when use social media for a good and will be guide on what should be followed to improve good communication ethics behavior when counter any misleading issues regarding information. This research also aims to list factors and impacts disinformation and fake news to the society. For the researcher, this study helped researcher uncover critical areas in the disinformation and fake news issues in the social media that many researchers were not able to explore. For the literature review, past studies shown that there are many works have been conducted in the field of Quran and Hadith related to information ethics taught in Islam. Firstly, Talat et al. 2019 mentioned in his article that the Islamic ethics of disseminating information requires information literacy, which is a set of skills needed to discover, evaluate, interpret, and use information properly and truthfully. Secondly, according to Bunyati Muhammad Yatid, 2009, in her project paper, Truth Tampering Through Social Media Malaysia's Approach in Fighting Disinformation and Misinformation, she identified 4 areas of improvement for Malaysia to further strengthen its approach combating disinformation and misinformation, which is enhancing current legal response, developing digital literacy, heightening the accountability of social media platforms, and strengthening the fact-checking mechanism. Thirdly, Nikki Alma, Fabriana, Fauzi, and Ayub in 2019 highlighted in their research paper that they have a few comparisons, concept of content and information verification guideline between the Al-Ahkam Far'iyah section of Fiqh Informasi and Ijtihad issue by Majlis Ulama Indonesia MUI regarding phenomena of the massive circulation of hoax, especially in disinformation and fake news. Fourthly, Faizatun Hasanah 2019 mentioned in his article entitled Communication Ethics in Social Media Analytical Study of Surah Hujurat that the value of communication ethics in Surah Al-Hujurat involve 2 things: as a producer of news, communicator, and as a new reader, communicant. Lastly, Muhammad et al. 2018 found in this study that the concept of tabayun must be applied before any information received shared with the third party to ensure the authenticity by combining the Quranic verses with sunnah related to the Islamic ethics in communication. Next, research methodology. For the research methodology, I'm used a content analysis of research design. This is to identify the problem of disinformation and fake news among community in social media, to apply the tabayun concept in Al-Quran toward dissemination information, and to recognize the best method to combat the problem of fake news and disinformation in the social media platform such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, WhatsApp, and other social media websites by the variety of user backgrounds through Islamic approach. For the second aspect, I'm used document analysis as data collection. There are few document analysis selected such as printed documents, Al-Quran and interpretation, online documents, and web pages. I'm a researcher as an instrument in this research. The primary instruments of the data collection and analysis in this study is the researcher itself. For the fourth aspect is sample. I'm used versus conveying a tabayun concept in Al-Quran relating to disinformation and fake news. The last aspect in the methodology of research is data analysis. I'm used thematic analysis as data analysis in this research. The researcher will come up the analysis based on the theme and category, and the researcher will arise the statement or elaboration of analysis within the discussion about disinformation and fake news among community in social media.